All right, today we are diving into a really fascinating tradition. It's all about keeping your home peaceful and full of good vibes, and it involves honoring a guardian you've probably never even met, but who might just be the most important resident in your house.
So let me ask you this. Do you have any idea who your home's most important and totally invisible landlord is? We're talking about a figure who, according to tradition, is looking out for your home 24/7. Kind of intriguing, right? Well, let's go meet them.
Okay, first things first, let's get properly introduced. Who is this invisible landlord really, and what's their job description in the household?
This figure is called the DG Zhu, which translates to the Foundation Guardian. Honestly, the best way to think of them is like your home's personal security captain, or, its invisible landlord. Their whole gig is to watch over the house and make sure the family inside is safe, sound, and living in peace.
So, how do you keep this very important captain happy? Well, it's surprisingly simple. The tradition is basically just to treat them to a meal every now and then. You can think of it as just a polite gesture of respect, a really easy way to keep that good, harmonious relationship going.
Now this might sound like it's going to be complicated, but don't you worry. There's actually a super easy way to remember all the rules. It's a simple 4-character passcode that works like the perfect cheat sheet. Let's break it down.
The first part of our passcode is low. This just means that the table you use for the offering needs to be low. We're talking about knee height. The idea behind this is to imagine the guardian is sitting on a small stool, so a low table makes it way more comfortable for them to enjoy their meal.
Next up in our little passcode is inward. This one's important. The offerings have to be placed so they're facing into the house, never facing out. The symbolism here is actually really cool. By facing everything inward, you're basically showing that you're entrusting all the home's affairs to the guardian's care.
Our third rule is short. The hall ritual should be pretty quick. We're talking 15 to 30 minutes, tops. A great way to think about it is like a quick lunch for a really busy guardian. You know, it shows respect for their time.
And the final and maybe most crucial rule is constant. Look, once you decide to start this practice, consistency is everything. You should perform the ritual on the big festival days, no exceptions. I mean, you definitely wouldn't want your home security captain to feel forgotten, right?
All right, so we've got the 4 golden rules down. Now, let's get to the really practical stuff. Here's a simple, step-by-step guide, your SOP, if you will, for making the offering.
First, let's talk about the menu. The main course is a meal for 2, and the universally agreed upon fan favorite is a chicken leg bento. You'll also need some drinks, a couple bowls of rice, a few pieces of fruit, and of course, a symbolic tip in the form of special joss paper.
The ritual itself is a pretty straightforward 5-step process. You'll prepare the table, light some incense to invite the guardian, state your purpose, and then serve the meal. Once you get a sense they've finished, you wrap up the ceremony by burning the joss paper. See? It's a very respectful and orderly process from start to finish.
And what do you actually say? You don't need some elaborate poetic speech. A simple, modern, and heartfelt statement is absolutely perfect. You just introduce yourself, say what the occasion is, and ask for their blessing. Something just like this. Please enjoy this meal and continue to bless our family with peace, health, and prosperity. Simple, direct, and straight from the heart.
Okay, so we've got the how and the what, but what about the when? Timing is another key piece of this puzzle. Let's take a look at the Foundation Guardian's official dining schedule. So the ideal time to serve this meal is in the afternoon, sometime between noon and 3 p.m. You can push it to 5 p.m., but tradition says you really shouldn't do the ritual any later than that, since it's considered a daytime offering.
There are also some fixed dates on the calendar you'll want to mark down. Think of these as their recurring annual dinner reservations. They usually fall on major festival days, like Lunar New Year's Eve to start the year off right, or the Ghost Festival to ensure everything stays peaceful during that sensitive time.
And hey, outside of those annual festivals, there are some other special occasions that call for an offering. It's especially important to do this when you move into a new house, before you start any big renovations, or when you're about to break ground for construction. It's kind of like giving your security captain a proper heads up about the big changes coming.
So, as we start to wrap this up, let's just zoom in on the single most important part of this whole custom, the real key to getting it right.
At the end of the day, this isn't about having the most fancy or expensive meal. The whole ritual really just boils down to one thing: sincerity. A simple, humble chicken leg bento offered with a genuinely respectful heart is truly all you need.
And that really just shows how approachable this custom is.
It takes away all the mystery and just makes it about a simple, heartfelt gesture. So, I'll leave you with this thought. Are you ready to hire the best home security you could ever ask for with just a single chicken leg bento?